Alright, welcome back guys. This is again a best of 3 from ICCup's Korea Weekly Tournament put on by ICCup and Nation Voice Communication. I am Doa, and here we are casting Game 3 between SlayersTeaja, spawning as our Red Terran player on the right side of dual site, and his opponent is going to be our Blue Protoss player, none other than TSL JYP, winning the last game to force this Game 3. And so far, JYP's play has been, I don't want to say a bit like cheesy, all-in-ish. He did try a 4-gate the first game. Second game just tried to break him down with a huge amount of gateways. But, we haven't really seen a long macro game yet from these two, and I'd really like to see that. So I'm hoping Game 3 is going to be such a game. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Teaja certainly seems to be willing to play the macro game, definitely doing the expands each build, or each game rather. Yeah, JYP wanting to go for a quick game. And, I mean, Teaja is one of those players that has kind of started to create a name for himself in the Korean scene as well. So I'm not sure if JYP is just kind of more nervous to play against him and wants to do a faster game because of that. Or if he just decides to, play really aggressive, play really sort of all-in-ish, wants to end the game quickly. We're going to have to find out in this game. Because, I mean, usually 3 games in a row, you kind of get a good sense of what the player prefers to do in a certain matchup. So possibly JYP just isn't terribly confident in his PvT as well. That's another reason why you see players going for those all-ins sometimes too. So, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Dual Site is a map where obviously both players know where they are right away. It is a 2-player map. It's kind of a larger 2-player map, but it's small enough to where different types of cheeses can be pretty okay. And look at this, a very, very quick forward pylon going down for JYP. So I guess it looks like JYP does want to end the game fairly early. And this supply depot taking a little bit of damage. Yeah, Teaja's going to have to start building that again. Teaja getting his first gas, so not going for the 1-racks expand this game. Going to have to see what he has planned on dual site here. JYP being very annoying with that. And the question is Teaja going to scout this hidden pylon? It's kind of the big question right now. So I'm curious to see if JYP is just simply going to go for a 4-gate again, or if he's going to go for something else like another proxy gateway or something like that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to sort of tell. I wonder if he's even going to put up like a Stargate or something. No, it is going to be another gateway. Interesting. Proxying one gateway, getting the other one here as well. Have to see how JYP decides to play this. A little bit risky for him to proxy that's so close, but Teaja does not know about it quite yet. Teaja just scouting, sees the gateway here, thinks it's possibly, like a 1-gate expand or something like that, but if he's smart, he'll notice that the other pylon is missing. This pylon is should be the 3rd pylon, and Teaja should know that, so he can kind of suspect that something is up somewhere. He is putting down a bunker there to stay safe. Fairly common for Teaja to do that, putting a reactor on that barracks as well, getting a factory too. Wonder if he's planning on going into possibly Banshees or something like that this map. But wouldn't be surprised to see Teaja do a little bit more scouting around the map to see if he can find where that 2nd pylon is. Because, yeah, he should know that there is a 2nd pylon somewhere out there on the map that he hasn't seen yet. And that could be hiding some tech, obviously. In this case, hiding another gateway that's chrono boosting out a stalker. So at JYP, I actually kind of like this opening, just chrono boosting out a couple stalkers to try to put some pressure on that Terran wall in early on. Kind of a neat little opening. I like it. It's kind of cool. Stalkers can put a lot of pressure on that with the supply depots there, but the bunker does kind of prevent it a little bit more than it would normally. As if, if this were just a barracks, obviously these bunkers, these supply depots rather, would take a lot more damage. 2nd gas going up right now for JYP. Getting that warp gate research, but not chrono boosting it either. That's something interesting to take note of. So this isn't quite as all-in-ish as it may appear to be. I think this is just kind of a different method to put on some really early pressure. But look at this. Banshees with cloak coming out for Teaja. And with no detection to speak of in the Protoss base, this could do a ton of damage. No forge for cannons, no robo bay for observers. So these Cloak Banshees could just end the game for Teaja if they do get in there. But here comes a bit of a push from JYP. Does Teaja have enough to take it on? We're going to find out right now, focusing down the bunker. Is it going to be repaired in time? It looks like yes, Teaja does get in to repair it. JYP forced back after losing all his zealots. And Teaja is going to be just fine with that. JYP not able to put on quite enough pressure. First Banshee for Teaja almost finishing right now. Another one queued up as well. Cloak about 2/3 of the way finished. And look at this, it is going to be a Dark Shrine. Where is it? Going up right there for JYP. And Dark Shrine versus Cloak Banshee. I kind of give the advantage to the Terran player because one of these races has detection right now, the other does not. Looks like JYP trying to push again, but that's not going to work. Has to pull back. Just trying to take a look at the units that TvP has most likely as well. First Banshee out across the map for TvP. And Cloak getting very close to finishing. There it does finish. And I've got a bad feeling about this for our Protoss player. No detection usually equals quite a few dead probes. So we're going to have to see how JYP responds to this. This could end up being a very quick game. Banshee coming in right now. JYP saying, please don't have Cloak. Please don't have Cloak. Oh, you have Cloak. And my forge is so late. It's okay. I didn't like my probes anyway. And the question is, what is JYP going to do? Trying to roam his probes around as much as possible. He's losing a ton of mining time, but at least he can maybe prevent a couple probe kills. Banshee firing on the Stalker right now. That is actually not what TvP really wants to do. TvP is moving out with the forces that he has. He does have one tank as well. And right now, JYP definitely on his back foot. He's going to put a cannon down right away. The energy getting very low for that Banshee as well, so he has at least prevented that Banshee from killing any more probes than it absolutely needed to. Nice job by JYP. I gotta hand it to him. Did lose a lot of mining time, but he did prevent a lot of probe death. But the question is, can he handle what TvP is sending at him? And I don't think he can. 58 to 37 supply. First DT coming in the base, but is it even going to matter? I don't know. That DT is probably going to be cleaned up fairly easily. Starting to do some damage on the SCVs. SCVs being pulled, but TvP is in the base right now. Banshee being cloaked as well. Tank firing pretty quickly. Siege mode is finished, but he doesn't even need it, really. Marines killing tons and tons of probes. Yeah, DT chasing the remaining SCVs. And I've got a feeling, actually, well, yeah, I mean, the Cloak Banshees, that's really going to be everything right there. DT getting taken down. And yeah, SlayersTeaja is going to be able to clean up this game fairly easily. Not a lot that JYP can really do against this. TvP pulling all his SCVs, but honestly, he doesn't really need to. He could have scanned at his home base and handled that DT as well. Although it would have kept JYP in the game a little bit longer. SCVs coming in for a bit of a victory surround on some of the units there. And Cloak Banshees winning the game for SlayersTeaja. JYP playing a bit cheesy in this series and paying the price. SlayersTeaja 2-1 against TSLJYP. Thanks for watching, guys. I've absolutely loved casting these games for ICCup for their Korean weekly tournament. There's going to be more games on my channel in the coming weeks from this, so definitely keep an eye on that. Again, if you like the content, definitely subscribe. Again, this was Doa casting some StarCraft 2 for you guys. I love doing this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next cast.